welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in as always, and thanks ever so much for your ongoing support. Likes, subscribes, shares, comments, discussions, hints, tips and tricks, all massively appreciated. Right, today we're getting into Fabia. It has been a while, so let's do first things first, a little bit of dirt examination, and there is loads. Up in the arches, the wheels, gosh, she's howling. She's howling. Anyway, for the most part, from a distance, she has maintained a reasonable level of gloss and cleanliness for a good couple of weeks. I'd have to go back through my old videos to find out when it was last done, but it has withstood dirt adhesion very, very well. And the last product this had was Infinity Wax Synergy Boost, and it has done remarkably well. I threw it halfway, it's been my daily driver obviously, and yesterday halfway around the M25 and back in plenty of rain, so we are starting to see dirt adhesion. So we'll just go through the products. And today, for wheels, we're doing GT1 wheel shampoo in the bucket, and we have got, I had some leftover citrus pre-wash mixed up. Need to get this cleared out of the sprayer so I can use that for something else. We're using a nice thick, strong, touchless, delivered using the MJJC, probably just over 150 mil, nice and thick. It's that sort of weather, nice and damp, nice and cool. I want a good amount of dwell time, get the car nice and clean, remove as much of the manual aspect as possible. In the Polar Blaster, I had the remnants of last week's Polar Wash. If you saw that video, you will remember I didn't want to use it all up and said there's enough to do another car, but I didn't want to be single, so I didn't. Anyway, this was sitting here and there was only about this much left, and as per standard practice, I didn't want to muck about. I don't want to run out halfway through, so I put a little splash of autoglym bodywork shampoo conditioner in with the Polar Wash and a little bit of water, just to ensure that I've got enough to get round. I hadn't planned to do a clean this weekend. Obviously we've got rinseless in the contact bucket as per normal. Yeah, I didn't plan to do a clean this weekend. It was supposed to rain all day. So my plan was I was going to do Carcoon update and then get on with my day. However, it's dry and bright. I've been out buzzing around, accidentally done the interior on the Fab. I have used waterless on all the shuts. Interior's nice, smelling good, looking good. Done a little bit of QD, won't talk about that too much. It was Maguire's. Oh, the product got stuck in the bottle. Oh, it's hideous. Anyway, so I thought just to minimise washing out the foam cannon, I would use a little bit of wet coat because I have got loads of it. I bought the big bottle before it got to being insanely expensive. And because we've got so much citrus mixed up, what we're going to do is we're going to do dwell on the wheels just to get this all moving. And again, because of the temperature, moisture in the air, quantity of this product that I've got made up ready, once the wheels and the arches have had a little bit of a go, then I'm going to start getting the remains of this all over the body. In fact, I won't put the... Yeah, I will. I've got an idea about multitasking. Right, let's just coat the car in this. Just to get the product used up. I don't normally use citrus a lot, but whenever I do, I'm always very, very happy with the results. So I'll get this all over the vehicle. Obviously, I will continue to monitor whether or not it's remaining damp. If it starts to dry, I'll smash some foam over the top. Let's get that all used up. It's one of the beauties of working in the winter, I find, or autumn. You know, you're not fighting with product drying on the panels. I like it. Just get that on nice and quick. I'm not waiting anymore. That should provide a healthy start to the process. And like I say, I'll keep a close eye on the panels as I'm going around the wheels. And if we identify any drying, we'll be getting the foam on lickety split. Hopefully you can tell I have my daughter today, so I have one additional hand-free, so slightly different angle, different shots. I can be super industrious and we can smash round nice and quick. And it's not a mega in-depth clean because we'll be going back around the M25 later on today, so this will be filthy again. Nice, lovely. Just keeping that wet. Right, I think I'll get one more wheel done. We can stay on cam for that. And then I'm going to get the foam over the car. And obviously, because of doing the pre and possibly continuing with wheels, whilst the dwell is happening, what I will do is ensure that the pressure washer stream goes downwards, so when I'm rinsing off the extra other two wheels, there's no likelihood of firing any dirt from the wheels up onto the bodywork. Lovely. Little story. If you watched the video I did where I reviewed the Maguire's wheel brush, let's just get round and do another. You will remember that I mentioned I might also buy the smaller brush for comparison, because the large brush was massive and maybe a little bit less convenient for getting into tight spots. Anyway, I was in Halfords last weekend and I compared this one, angled brush, to the small brush for quite some time. They must have thought I was nuts. Anyway, crux of that story is the angled brush has a very, very comparable sized head to the small brush. Therefore, my common sense brain said, I don't need to get it. So I didn't. So that concludes my review on these. This one is almost exactly the same size as the small. Right, let's just fire the foam up and I'll get that last wheel done in a sec. Industrious. That is the order of the day. So, nice, strong, touchless. That wheel's done and rinsed. That can have a little bit more. Keep this one wet. I know that one's washed. And then we'll just work around this side. Make sure I get the arches. Ooh. Lovely. Just get that loaded up with the last bit. Fabulous. So I know I had the last wheel to have a poke around on. She will be more than happy. Ooh, look at that. See the dirt? There's plenty of dirt coming out of there. So that's not a bad combo, really. Citrus, garage therapy, shampoo, and just before it dries, a little bit of touchless. And as I've got a little bit of time, while the foam's having a dwell, I might even just have a quick once around the arch liner. Nothing too major. Just to keep things moving along. Like I say, I'll be throwing around the M25 again soon. Just to get product in. Right. So this wheel had already been washed and rinsed. But again, for good practice, we'll just point downwards. Lovely, lovely. And while that's dwelling, we've got just enough time to finalise these two wheels. Nice, easy. I mean, it seems nuts to suggest that the graphene GDX is still working, but maybe it is. Right, let's start hitting. Just going to start the front. It's battered. Sort of as you'd expect, really. Like I say, weather's been horrific. You can see the dirt in the foam. Obviously, I was hoping there would be some residual water action. Sort of as to be expected. It's all flooding. Sad times. We'll see where we're at when we get to shampoo. So I'm crouching down like a loony trying to observe. Still got nice water action from Glaco. Maybe we're starting to pick up. Maybe we're starting to pick up. I think what commonly happens is when we start removing the, start doing the contact phase, we'll start to see an improvement. It is very dirty. You can see the dirt as we're pushing around. Right, we'll pause there, get this all rinsed, and then start getting on the shampoo and do the contact. So, autoglym, bodywork shampoo and conditioner, and polar wash mixed together. For no other reason other than just to get through it. As per my normal practice, I like to get as much up inside the arches as possible at every possible junction. Anything to reduce or neutralise road salt. So thickness is good, as you would expect. Smells great. Delivery's lovely. No complaints. I'll be back round in a sec. I'll be back in a sec. Right, we'll get that fully loaded up. As per standard practice, I can't remember if I mentioned at the beginning, but of course I have got a little splash of Garage Therapy rinseless in the contact bucket. Lovely. In the rinse bucket. Lovely. Lovely and slidey. Smells great. Super job. Right, just get a couple of sections out of the way and then I'll get this all done off cam, and then we'll have some nice fun times gyeon application. Obviously when we get to rinsing we'll see if it's made any profound difference to the water behaviour. There may be a small difference, we shall see. Given the level of dirt on the car, definitely having additional, yeah, still pretty dirty, additional dunks so I'll do a flip for the top and straight in for another. It's winter washes for you. So do just below the plastic trim, one last dunk and get that. And that is that. Let's have a quick look at the water action quickly, and then we'll pause and I'll hustle round. Maybe we're all right. So we're starting to break here. This is looking okay, this sort of level of activity. Obviously flooding at the bottom. I like to see a discernible difference. So we're still seeing sheeting and then dry, and this is totally flooded. So it's very, very interesting. Right, we'll get it paused here. I'm going to get the car all rinsed, then we'll get into the gyeon magic. Then I'll dry it off cam and sign out. See you in a moment. Right, gyeon time. Not going to muck about. It's only a small vehicle, so I'm going to get the front coated. And then just observe the magic. That reminds me, actually, a very good friend of the channel sent me some Demon Shield to try. I should have done that today. Right, that's it. Next weekend, Demon Shield. Right, get that all pushed around. Lovely. And this will do for a temporary level of protection. All good. Get the roof done. I like spraying into the stream. I think with that way, you vent less of this into the atmosphere. Super job. There we go. Nice. So we'll just get a bum done on cam. We'll have a little look at the change in water action. It's not too bad as it goes. Not too bad. Still got some movement up there. And here, we'll just get in for this. I've not coated this yet. Can you get in a bit closer, please? So we've still got good water action here. Nice, nice. Right. Let's get this distributed all over the bum. There we go. Lovely. Right, I'll get that all over the vehicle, just finish off that side, and then get a dry, wrap this one up, and then we'll sign out, and I'll see you again soon. Back in a mo. Right, that is that. I don't think I'm even going to bother with tyre serum today, because, as I say, I'll be throwing it around the M25 soon. Anyway, that was wonderful. Nice to use gyeon. Haven't used gyeon for a while. Was having a discussion with my daughter, actually. We were talking about, I asked her if she remembered when we did, about a month ago, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 2 months ago, something like that. We did like full autumn prep for Fab. And that was treating all the plastics. And we used Infinity Wax plastic coat on some sections. And these are still looking wicked. And we used the rubber wax on some sections. I think these were dead and dull anyway. They need more work. Plastic coat. So it's really, really worth the extra effort. These are still really shiny, really hydrophobic, really black. Nice. Scuttles Kaputski. More work required. Still seeing a decent level of bead just about on some of these fins. So if I can get my hand in there, so you could just see some beading. I think it's probably a bit more dead at the fronts. Anyway, so the plastic's still not bad. Lower fins, can't remember what products are used on them, but they're dead. This plastic all still looking good. And look, Graham, I've done it. Unclogged all the little ports, cleaned inside with waterless wash and wax, and then applied tyre serum. Happy days. Yeah, baby. Just made a little bit of additional time for that. And that is that. That is that. Looking good temporarily as always. That's my videos for today. I'm not excited to get them out of the way and done, because I love cleaning. Started really early this morning and got in shuts, carpets, fabric cleaning, etc, etc. So yeah, and then a little video on the Carcoon, update on that, and then Fab Clean. That's those videos for today. We'll get them working and uploading ASAP, and then it's just Sunday fodder. Are you filming the car or me? Phew. I was just making sure it wasn't like 6 minutes of filming the wheel, which would be massively disappointing. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one as always. Thank you for dropping by as always. If you're enjoying the content, please consider watching another one of my videos, or even better, just smack on a playlist and press go. That would be wicked. That would be really helpful for the channel. Anyway, nonetheless, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take very, very good care of yourselves. I will see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.